Hey everyone, welcome back to another Fire Friday. As you guys know, this is one of my favorite things to do because I get to talk to my friends, people who inspire me, people who are doing really big things, oftentimes mainly in the real estate industry when it comes to business, but they are inspiring so many people. So it's super fitting for this special guest to be here because Brittany Pride is exactly that. Someone who is going to inspire you. She's got really big dreams, super motivational, and just super fitting for another Fire Friday. Welcome, Brittany. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you. I am super honored to be here today. I'm really excited to share, guys, with you today about our journey.
Oh, I'm super pumped. And of course, you probably have seen a couple Fire Fridays as we've been doing this for a few years now. And, it just started off with just hearing some really cool stories of people that I know or that inspire me. And we've had some amazing guests on this show. And it was just a matter of time that I knew you would be able to come on here and bless us. You've been doing some really great things. You and Josh, two of my favorite people. You guys are so inspiring. And, you have just such an amazing success story. You're a mom, you're a wife, you're a leader, you're a coach, just such a great friend. And I think, your dad was in real estate. Is that correct? He was
Dad's a builder. Yeah, my dad was
a broker.
He's a builder. Yeah.
So you're from second generation real estate.
Right.
Did it ever come where you're like, I'm never doing real estate? Like, no, ever, ever, ever. I'm not doing this. Yeah. I don't ever like those real estate people. And here you are dominating. Yeah. But let's talk a little bit about prior to real estate, tell us a little bit about you, and then we'll dive into kind of what makes you so special, unique, and how you're coaching and helping so many people. And you've got some really awesome stories of people that you've helped. And I want to get to those before I want to get to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Before real estate, actually, Josh and I were in the fitness industry. So we ran large gyms, kind of like those Gold's gyms. I was more of the front house, the membership, the people, and Josh he was over the personal training side of things. So he ran that department as a VP and the numbers guy, right? So we were in two separate fields, but we were in the same industry, and it was so cool. We did that for 10 years. Before we decided we want to be our own boss. We want to be entrepreneurs. We, up and left corporate America when they were in a transition phase. They were selling the company to LA Fitness, actually. And we knew it was happening. We just couldn't speak about it. When we came down here to Florida, we just kind of saw the market in 2012 and said, let's start flipping properties. Let's start doing this real estate thing. And I was like, no, that's what mom and dad do. But, it's so funny how life becomes a full circle. It's in my blood, I guess. And eventually it was going to happen. And it happened for us in 2012 when we started flipping. But it did take me some time really to get actually my license because I didn't think I was good enough. I didn't think that I could be a big girl job, like becoming a realtor. Like that's like you're professional, like I like to have fun and I like to go and do fun things. So like the gym industry was cool because I could just be me. But thinking that I had to get my license to sell real estate, it took me, 13, 14, 15, like almost 5 years to actually get licensed. I had another agent that would list our properties. Because I had these like limiting beliefs that there's no way that I could do that. I'll stay behind the scenes. And in 2017, I got my license.
Wow, what a cool story. And indeed you did and came out the gates. I've had the pleasure, obviously, of getting to know you over the last, I want to say 2.5 years. Sorry that the wind is blowing pretty loud here. And it's been an awesome journey to watch you. And your energy is amazing. I love that you said that, you in the fitness industry, you got to show up as you and you got to have fun. And I think that whatever limited belief you had to get over, I want to say every time I'm around you, I feel like I'm having fun. And every time I'm around you, I feel like I have the most authentic person in front of me. So I'm glad that you realize you can bring that into the real estate space. So thank you for doing that. You and Josh are amazing. So real quick, so you started off flipping homes and you were given a real estate agent the opportunity to list your properties. You, second generation, you finally decided to go all in 2017. Did you have immediate success when you first came into real estate in 2017? Did you join a team? Were you a solo agent? Yeah. What was that like?
Well, I got my license in December of 2017, and I was kind of like, I interviewed everybody, right? But I was making 0% of nothing for like 2 months because I was like, I got to make the right decision. I have to align with the right people in order for me to be successful. And I quickly learned, I ended up joining a team with another big known brokerage. And I was there for about 8 months, but I quickly learned that it was up to me if I was going to be successful. The team was great. You know, I met some great people on that team, but at the end of the day, the success was up to me. So it was a matter of going to events, learning from other people. Obviously, you were a huge mentor for me through social media, and you had no idea about that. But I followed you, and you taught me so many different things just from not even knowing who you were. So my first year, I was on a team for about 9 months, and I learned a lot. And I got that belief that I don't need this team. I can do this on my own. And I thought I needed the community, which I did. When I went out on my own and I was by myself, my idea was I wanted to help inspire other people, because I noticed when I was around that team, those people pushed me and we did it together. And it's so much more fun when you do things as a group, right? So I went as a solo agent basically my next year. And during that year, it was collaborating with other agents from other offices that I had networked and met with. And we would just get together and work together. And I quickly learned at that moment was like, I want to become a broker. Like, I want to like inspire agents. I want to start my own brokerage. I want to do all this kind of stuff. And the more I researched and the more I started looking into it, I was like, like I want to be able to help agents, but I don't know if I want all of that, So I ended up joining forces with an amazing company, and I've been able to flourish with that. I can still kind of be a broker, if you will, within my model and inspire agents. And so we kind of went from my first year of just trying to figure it out, just shy of $3 million. I started a team last year in 2021. And, we ended the year with a little over 28 million. And it's just so cool to kind of watch my own progress and my own success over these years of believing a little bit more, because I never thought that I could make X amount of dollars, or I never thought that, I could do this. But when I realized that it was up to me, and it was up to me shifting my mind, then anything was possible.
I love that. 3 million, just shy of 3 million your first year in real estate, to 28 million last year, to iconing 2 years in a row.
Yep.
And listen, there's no secret here. You're with EXP. We love our company that we're with. I always tell people I'm never going to be secret about the company I'm passionate about. Yes. We love everyone from different companies. We're brand agnostic when it comes to the people that we call friends. Mm-hmm. But, so let's just give a shout out to where you're at. But you've been able to icon twice. You have grown your team, and you also are a coach, and you mentor a lot of agents. Yeah. One of the most awesome stories that I've heard, and actually we've got to bring her on the show, is if we haven't already, Brandy. Yeah. Like, that you mentored a brand new agent in her first year. How many deals did she do her first year?
Her first year, she had full year with like 71 transactions. And
71 transactions. Single mom, mother of 7.
Yep, mother of 7.
So amazing. I mean, like, let's talk about that, right? Not her story.
Sure.
But what mindset, what the mindset needs to be for anybody who, you talked about mindset, you had to overcome some limited beliefs. Brandy had to, I'm assuming also overcome limited beliefs. We all have that. Like, what is the mindset? Because you and Josh are very much into positive mindset, how you run your business, but most importantly, the mindset that you need to make sure that you could be successful as an agent, whether you're starting off as a brand new agent or growing a team. Like, what are those mindset conversations you guys have? And what would you say made Brandy such a success story and so many other success stories?
I mean, I would say for her and for everybody that we talk to, we've had a lot of agents come, and, some of them don't make it. And I think truly what it comes down to is that we all struggle with mindset. And it's like, whatever you feed your mind, you're going to grow in it. And whatever you focus on, it's going to grow as well. And the emotions and thing is what makes you move. Like there's so much movement and emotion. And when we sit down and talk to somebody and truly feel out what do they want, you know, Brandy wanted 3 transactions a year that she could wholesale. And as she's telling me she wants to travel the world, get a camper, just do 3 wholesale deals, like have this business and do that, I saw somebody that had the potential to go and do so much more. And I said, but what if you could do those 3, but you could impact so many other people? Because she talked about how she wanted to travel the world and do things with her kids and let them experience life. But she also loved to share in the community and help the community. And it was just basically taking what she said she wanted and just tweaking that belief a little bit, like you can have it. And when someone, you know, it's cliche, right? Like everyone's like, oh, you can have whatever you want. Sure. But when you start to listen to the podcast or you start to read the books or you start to do it on a consistent matter, you're like, ooh, I kind of believe this. Like I can do this. You know, we were talking the other day with Gil and Gil Ramos, and he said, Britt, you know, when you came into the group and we started having conversations, you know, that very first year that I joined, he said, you know, how much money do you want to make? And I was like, you know, just me, myself, like 150,000, because I've never hit 150 by myself. And he's like, why not 200? And it was so cool because we had a meeting in the middle of the year and I had hit that. And he was like, because you put a limited belief on yourself. And so I was trying to fight for this like 150 number, and I had already hit his number that he had given me. And, you know, we look at setting up our quarterly goals and our monthly goals to our weekly goals. And I think it really truly comes back to like, what are you fighting for? Like, what are you going towards? Because when you continuously to focus on, you know, if I'm going to help 500 families or 100 families, or maybe it's I just want a couple deals a month. The focus for us with the team and teaching the group of agents, it's really pouring into them to find their inner greatness, because we all have it. It's just, who is it going to be that untaps it? Is it going to be you or somebody else? And constantly surrounding ourselves with each other, with the team, with the culture, like getting to events, and just staying plugged in with each other. I think that's huge too, is because, you know, you always hear it. You are the sum of the 5 people that you hang around with. And I can truly attest to that, because we've started hanging out with some heavy hitters these last 2.5 years. And, you know, our business and the lives that we've impacted has shown.
I love that. I love that. And I know that, you know, the culture that you guys have built in the Alliance is pretty special. I mean, it is about empowering each other, supporting each other, working together as a team, celebrating each other, becoming a family. And I think that that's where a lot of people who, you know, think it's just another brokerage model, it's just another platform, I think they miss that the community is so deep, and the community is always growing, and it's more than just another deal. It's who you become through this journey.
In the process, It's
become in the process. It's hearing the success stories. It's hearing the success stories of Brandy, of you guys, of Deontay writing a book, Tia, you know, shifting her mindset, and you know, agent who just is like, I'm just worried about my business, and just saying, I want to go help agents grow their business as well. So it's really awesome to see that community. Low key, I'm jealous, you know, in a good way. Like I am such a big fan of what you guys have done. And we want to emulate a lot of what you guys have done, because you guys have really cracked the code on bringing community together and helping each other out. I'm so proud of you guys. So you guys take all these new agents on, or agents that maybe are seeking community. You put them through a boot camp. I think it's 30 days, 90 days. And
we do the 100-day playbook.
100-day playbook, which is super exciting. And I've seen more than just Brandy come out the gates and be a success story. So I just want to say thank you guys for being such a beacon of light for so many people. And you guys do have a lot of fun doing it. So you've hit Icon twice. The team is now on track, obviously, to continue to grow. What is Josh's role in all of this? Because you also work with your spouse. And a lot of people out there struggle with that, right? Yeah. What do you focus on and what does Josh focus on? And how do you guys balance that?
Yeah, Josh is so great at just developing agents. He can take somebody and just make them great. Really works on whatever, talent that they currently have and just develop a skill within that. And so he really is the one that develops the verbiage that comes from their lips. So he develops the agents, and then we work together. So I'm the one that's out in the fields. I'm teaching the buyer's consultations or the listing, appointments. We're doing business together. Josh is about behind the scenes with the numbers. So he does what he's great at, which is developing the agents, but also looking at the production numbers. If we're going to hit this amount, then this is what we've got to do. Our goal is to become a mega icon team. And we know that we need to get these 40 agents, the half cappers, or the quarter, I guess I should say, but we need to get these agents up to.
Wait, we need to get 10 agents to do 40 million.
Yes.
Yes. You don't need 40, you need 10.
Well, I'm pushing for 40 so I can get 20, right? But yeah, so we're really super excited about that's the next goal. One of my goals when I hired a coach. And so last year, just watching how that coach each week has taken me a little bit deeper into like my whole purpose and what I'm wanting to do. She pushes me to continue to succeed each month. To be in the $1 million club every month because, I want to make $1 million one year. And I wrote it down last year that was going to be in 2024. But after looking at some of the numbers, I think that we are probably closer to that than we really think. And so Gil and I were talking about it the other day, and I was like, oh my gosh, you're so right. Like if I wanted to get there, like I can get there so much quicker by just looking at my daily method of operations. We just do a couple more calls than I did before, a couple more appointments. So, being around, obviously having the coach, having Josh as my coach, I don't let him be my coach. I pay for that. And then my coach tells me the same thing that he's been telling me, but I can't take it from him. So to say the balance, we have to stay in our own lanes because it's hard when it's your spouse. We do this business together, but we have to stay in where our lanes are and where our strengths are because he's not strong in the areas that I am in. And I'm the people person. I'm the fun one. I'm the one that wants to go out. Sometimes daddy has to crack the whip and be like, okay, numbers are not where they are. This is what we've got to do to get there. And is it a skill thing or is it a production? Like, are we needing to up our calls or up our, prospecting every day? So we're really great at yin and yang. We have a great business model, if you will. And so that's how it works.
So in your daily habits, obviously prospecting is a big thing for you guys. You guys hold each other accountable on your team. You've got the 100 days playbook. I love that we love to talk about inspiration, but right now I think we need not only inspiration, we need proven processes that work. What are you guys doing right now to prepare for what many call the shift? I've been in this business for a long time, so I've seen a couple different markets. I've had to live through actually 4 shifts already. I'd love to hear from you though. What you guys are saying is like, these are the things that are non-negotiables in our business for anyone on our team, for anyone that we're coaching, what you're hearing from your coaches, so that anyone who's listening could say, if anything, this is what I should be doing in my business.
Yeah.
What do you?
So, the thing is I go back to 2020, the pandemic, right? And that is when everybody was running away from the fire. Josh looked at me and said, we're going to double our marketing budget. And I'm like, double? Like the world, like is people going to live? Like what's happening? We don't know. Like this is just a crazy time right now. But I think one of the biggest thing is that's where my mindset truly, it tested it. And so the enemy on the outside could not have control of me because I didn't have an enemy on the inside, right? I had my mindset set that we were going to do this. We were going to run into the fire and we were going to be those firefighters that are going to help so many people because everybody needs a place to live. And right now we're hearing, oh, the interest rates or, oh, there's a shift. And like, I think the biggest thing for me is that, so what? Like I can still go out there and do what I'm great at. People
Right.
always are going to need a place to live. And so, when we are looking at what are we going to do, we are doubling down on our strengths, which are people and conversations. And we're tripling down our strengths, and delegating our weaknesses, because I'm not really strong when it comes to social media or like the click funneling and all that kind of stuff. And so this is the moment where I'm like, okay, we're going to find somebody to do this, because I'm not good at it. But what I am good at is having community events, having people over to my house. And we did a huge July 4th party. We brought the community over. And oh, by the way, everybody knows I sell real estate. It was a week before that, I had somebody knock on my door and he says, hey, listen, I see your car. I know that you guys are in real estate. I know that you do events in our community. We're ready to sell, unfortunately. Can you just do it? And I'm like, here's an over $600,000 listing just by us doing life. And I think that's the biggest thing too, is that we all think that there's this whole like crazy, thing that we need to do. And real estate is so simple, but it's not easy.
Well, it's a relationship business. It's such a relationship business that we want to complicate things. But when you actually look at this, it's so simple. Mm-hmm. Yet people want a magic button, or they feel like there has to be a lot more complexity to this, but simple solves the complex. Have more conversations, double down on your relationships, be the expert that people trust, be relatable, make sure you're the person people think of as the expert, and do good business.
Yeah.
Don't be a secret agent. Don't vomit negativity. Don't be the person saying that the real estate world is coming to an end, because it's not. Because guess what? Mm-hmm. The last 2 years wasn't a normal market.
Right.
The previous years prior to that, we were okay. We were doing okay. So it's just comes back down to, the simplicity in this business. Now, do we need to sharpen our skills?
Sure.
Absolutely. What has changed? If you're not on video, you got to get on video.
Yeah.
If you're not doing social media, you should learn some things. But like you said, delegate your weaknesses. If you're not the one who knows how to do the click funnel, it's okay, but you can outsource that. Just don't spend all your money before you make it on some fancy shoes and bags. You should have a certain percentage that you're investing in your business. What's your marketing budget? Where are you at? Are you at 15% or 30% of your marketing budget? Yeah. What are you doing? Like Josh said to you, when everybody was running out of the, freaking out during the pandemic, he said, we're going to double down on our marketing. You're like, what? But at least you have a strategy, right? You weren't saying, hey, I made $10,000. You're like, look, I closed on this house, X amount of business that, X amount is going to go towards our, living expenses. You're set up with an LLC, or whatever the case might be. And, you've got yourself on payroll, and you've got a true marketing plan. Yeah. What is that? Whether you're paying for the marketing or you're paying with your sweat equity, you got to have something. And your sweat equity, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be your community events. Going out there into the community, or you got to buy the business. If you don't have the budget to buy the business, and if you are buying the business, you better have systems to back it up, because when the phone starts ringing, you better be the person who answers, and you give good service, and you better not sound like everyone else. So it's just little simple things that lays the foundation of what it takes to be a great agent. Did I just hijack
No.
Did I hijack you?
I love it. Because it just reminded me that, I had that sweat equity in 2019 when I spent $250 on open house signs, 50 open house signs. And I did them every Saturday. I'd do sangria Saturday and wind down Wednesdays. And I would do it every single week. And it sucked. There were times that it's raining and I'm flyering and like the ink is running off of the open house flyers, but I still did it hard. And I'm like, there's going to be one day that I'm not going to have to do this every single Saturday. And I look back on that time, we had to stop because my last one was March 16th of 2020 because of COVID, obviously. But during that time span, I had captured 176 leads, and I have sold 6 homes out of those people. So, out of the 176, we were able to convert 6. That was over 85,000 in commission. And I look at, that was a 5 months of sweat equity that we did of nurturing those people and following up. And those 6 people still to this day, we still are in communications. We're still talking, we're meeting up and doing things. And, I think like you're saying, it's a relationship business. I think that we just need to go talk to more people, whether it's at the grocery store, or let's say you like to read books and you're in a book club on Facebook, or you like to play guitar. And so why don't you go into a guitar group and go just meet people and do life, and real estate becomes a part of it. And that, to me, is where it has helped us kind of just bring real estate a part of what we're already doing, which is in our community.
I love that. You said just do life with people, right? And if you do life with people and they genuinely like you, they're also going to want to support your business. Just like if you had a friend who had a restaurant, you're probably going to go eat at their restaurant as long as their food is good and just to show up. And if they have a boutique store, you're probably, if their clothes are cute, you're probably going to go and support your friend. It's no different. Of course, there are people who won't use friends, and that's okay too. And you respect them because you life with them. But, when you do have that opportunity to work with someone, does it stop there? Or are you doing a good enough job? I was just on a training with Coach Burt earlier today. He believes that every relationship, should turn into an additional 5 to 6, potential opportunities for you to buy and sell, them to buy and sell with you, or send a friend to buy and sell with you, because you do a good job. You have just, you're able to solve people's problems, and that's where money gets transferred. When you're able to solve people's problems is when money gets transferred. So stop thinking as these people, stop thinking of people as a transaction and start lifing with them. Like you said, start connecting with them. I know Brittany and Josh have 2 daughters. I know that they live down the block from my office. I know, that they are in personal development, that they, love spending time with their family and their friends and their barbecue with their neighbors. So like, you just know what they like, and they're just great people. What do you know about the people that you connect with, or are they just another transaction? So I think you nailed it. Life with them, right? Be a really great person who connects with people and be consistent with it. Love what you're doing. I'm a huge fan of what you're doing. So I have a couple more questions, super, super quick. What keeps you up at night?
What keeps me up at night? My kids. So
literally,
literally, like my kids. I'm a good sleeper. I'm the one that I'll wake up at 2:30, and Josh is the one up, and he's the one that is like, I've got to perfect this before I can go to sleep. Like, his mind is constantly turning. Mine will turn, and then I'm like, okay, it's time to go to bed, and then I'm waking up ready to go. But he's the one that won't sleep. I can sleep.
Love that. Love that.
So there's not much that doesn't keep me.
And, just, we talked about mindset, but, and glad you're a great sleeper. So I'm glad you got sleep. Most real estate agents don't have sleep down pat. Any other life habits of a great agent that you encourage? I mean, of course, a lot of people say meditate, wake up early, walk, exercise. What are some of the things that you hold sacred to you that you're like, look, this is Brittany time. Like, I need to take care of me. How do you take care of you? Running such a big business, being a leader, being a coach, inspiring other people. What do you do to take care of you? So others can be inspired.
So, I mean, like, for me, it's all about becoming more than you were yesterday, right? And as we were growing this team, I kind of let myself go. Like, I've recommitted myself to going to the gym, drinking more water, eating more fruits and vegetables. But I got to a point where I was so busy that I let myself go. I let the business consume me. And I learned quickly that that's when the stress. So if you're going to talk about not sleeping, that was when it was happening, was I wasn't taking care of myself. And then I wasn't sleeping. My back was hurting. And I started stressing about things because I was not in control. And I think, like, a lot of, like, whether it's anxiety or things like that, it tends to be things that we can't control, right? So I've had to gain this whole philosophy is like, control your controllables. And what can I control in this instance to give me peace? And so, for a new agent, if you're brand new in this, the biggest thing for me is I would just say is work harder on yourself than you do anything else, right? Whether it's a 10-minute video in the morning and you're doing some abs, or you go walk, take a walk. And I noticed just when I've started to get back into, like, working out again consistently, because I was 5 days a week. it started to help me get more peace. And I'm seeing things starting to align again for me, that for our next level that we're going to. But the biggest thing I think is showing up and being around a community of people that are going to push you to become better, work harder on yourself, and invest in yourself, because you are you and it is your story. And the greatest thing about this is that you're in business for yourself, but you're not in business by yourself. And so utilize your partners or whoever is in your office, or even your community, your neighbors. And, you know, that's kind of my thing, I guess, whatever you just said, as far as like, what's your fun thing that you do to kind of like have peace. I love roller coasters, you know, so I will do a Freedom Friday like every couple months and just say, I'm taking Friday off. My kids are in school. I'm going to go ride coasters. I'm just going to go have fun in a theme park. I like to have fun. So sometimes you just have to be a kid again and just take away the noise. And that's great being here in Orlando that we can do that.
I love that. I love that. One last thing, I promise. Favorite book right now that you're reading, or a book that changed your life?
The One Thing.
That's a legendary book. Thanks, Gary Keller. We all
I do like that one for sure.
We haven't read that one. This was amazing, Brittany. I love everything that you shared with us. You know, like just so many great little, I would say, nuggets and advice and life advice, but it comes down to taking care of you. You are amazing, and you are so fitting for this show, which is all about inspiring people. Thank you for coming on Fire Friday and helping us become better, helping us dream, motivate, inspire into the future. Love you, girl. And we will see you guys on the next Fire Friday.
Thank you so much. Bye.